Oh my goodness, look at that. We're on time. I can hardly believe it myself. But this is it. We're on time. We're getting ready for another episode of America's first and favorite motorcycle, two-wheel, crazy shitload of information, talk and entertainment show, Shop Talk. Glad to see you guys here. Radar actually first across the line tonight. He says it's 85 degrees and he's sitting like a sauna up in there. Nick Hiddleberto in with us tonight. Dennis Stauber checking in from Marengo, Illinois. Big D. Jeff McKinney from Youngsville, PA. Paul Adams, Ford City. The Mighty Quinn checking in. Evil Rick with us. Good to see all of you guys here. The parking lot is filling up. We're going to have a killer show tonight, man. Have so much to talk about, so much to show you guys. But in the meantime, remember, sharing is caring. Let your friends and neighbors know that we're going live with another episode of Shop Talk in just a few minutes here. Hit the like and share button. Set your alerts. All right, so Chris No says he's glad that we took a week off, and I kind of am too. It was pretty good. I mean, I guess that's a word of encouragement, not telling us he's glad we weren't here for a week. Gus is in the house with us. Yeah, man, we had an opportunity to take a ride on a pontoon boat in the land of 10,000 lakes, and we took it. Just took it. It was a fantastic show up at the Dennis Kirk Garage Build Show. Zambiker in the house. Steve Broyles, what's up from the hot tub in Detroit? You're actually watching the show from the hot tub. I'm so jealous, Poppy. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. It's 14 days from Sturgis.
Oh,
I'm never getting in the hot tub again. Not until
I'm gonna
after.
kill you. Did you
Mighty,
really just say
Mighty
that?
Quinn, all three chins and a couple cheeks. Oh man. Yeah, so we're feverishly wrenching away on the old FXRTea, and
I might throw up now.
so many people that we have to give a shout out to for helping us get this thing done, man. It's going to be incredible. Greg White's driving back from Waco with the find of a century. He sent me a picture of this today, Heather. It was incredible. An old 50s chopper panhead. I know. I'm so jealous. I hate when anyone else finds a cool chopper that they just bought for a killer price, and it's not me. Shop Talk going live in just 1 minute, 40 seconds. Get ready. Get a cold drink, sit back, relax, and get ready for Shop Talk. So our guest tonight, if you're not aware, started his operation shortly after they stopped printing motorcycle events on flyers and hanging them all over local bars and stuff. The very first source of community information for the motorcycle culture. Lucky from CycleFish is with us. You're not going to want to miss that. We have an update coming from the Meals on Wheels giveaway motorcycle that's going to be given away at Smokeout this year. We have a ton of stuff to tell you about Smokeout. We have so much to get to and such little time, such little precious time to get to it. And that brings us down to the 30-second mark. So let's get this one out of the station and up onto the tracks. And let's go live with this week's installment of Shop Talk. Here we go. Okay, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It's just after 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 p.m. here in Mitchell, South Dakota, where we're coming to you live high atop Television Hill in the Clockworks campus. I'm sorry, wrong building. The Clockworks campus, through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. I am your host for tonight's episode of Shop Talk. Usually I'm your host for every episode of Shop Talk. I'm joined by my lovely crew. Look at them.
Hey.
You beautiful people.
You beautiful, beautiful people. Have you been sniffing too much fiberglass?
Yeah, she says I'm ingesting too much fiberglass. It's been like that. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's about time you're doing something.
Remember fiberglass, Mark? Remember how much fun that is?
Oh yeah. Yep. Deathly allergic to it. I sure do remember it.
Jesus. Well, we've been hard at it in the Grease and Gears garage getting the Twisted T-bike together, and that included some fiberglass. And
he came in the house one night, Mark, and I could literally see the birds going around his head. He was like,
"Yeah, that was resin night."
I was like, "Wow, I've never seen him high before."
Yeah,
dude,
he was always a lot of fun high, and that fiberglass resin is well worth the price of the can.
I thought for sure he was going down. I really did.
Dude, it was so bad. It was so bad. I walked in. I said, I think maybe I need some more ventilation in the shop.
There's a big fan at the house garage. I can mail it to you. You know.
Yeah.
Jeff McKinney, hi Chris, hi Mark. All you guys, man. Look, it's a packed house tonight. This is fantastic.
I know, this is so good.
So lots to get to. Where do we start?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
At the beginning.
I would if anybody out there has a pause button.
Oh my God.
That will pause everything except us, because there's so much to do. So much to do and so little time.
So Jeff McKinney's actually asking how the bags turned out.
Amazing.
They were killer. I'm so happy that I did that, because if you guys have been following along, what I did was I took a set of saddlebags, fiberglass bags I found at a swap meet, and I wanted to have, with the style of an FXRTea, which the T stood for touring, I wanted to have saddlebags on it to go with our beautiful Clockworks FXRP fairing, right? But I didn't want that big, wide, big booty Judy on the back of the bike, so I wanted the saddlebags to be as tight as we could make them. And I cut out a section where the shocks go into the inside of the saddlebag. So we made a mold and made it recessed into the bags, and it really came out good. So
it's actually really cool.
It is. And Heather actually learned a bunch of stuff.
I did. It was super neat. I had never seen the fiberglass process done, and I'm like, I could maybe do that.
It was
maybe. Not that I want to, but
it was a blast. But the only thing I can tell you,
free high.
The only thing I can tell you is, aluminum tape, like foil tape, works great to free your molds. Anything that you have to, we at the very top of our mold, to make a nice rounded top, we actually used a giant tennis ball, and then I took Play-Doh and I formed it and stuff, and I was like, not really thinking about it, but I read somewhere that the Play-Doh puts out oil when you heat it up, and I was like, well, that's going to be bad for the resin, so I covered it all in silver tape. There was the tiniest line of tennis ball sticking out, and that resin got into that tennis ball. It must have been an hour and 45 minutes. I cut tennis ball out of this inside of those saddlebags once we pulled those molds.
But they're super cool. It gives
aluminum foil.
Yeah, right. It totally changed the lines on the bike, because you bring it in 3 inches on each side. Made it super skinny.
Easy.
So it was really neat. And I have to give a huge shout out to Eric Malotki over at Open Throttle Customs. We shipped him the parts a week ago Friday. He got them on Tuesday. By Thursday of last week, they were ready for paint. And I'll tell you, Chris was not kind in his prep work at all. So I'm really excited. I'm just being honest.
She's throwing me out in the cold.
So it goes to paint tomorrow, which is incredible.
Radar says Vaseline.
All the years that we got motorcycle parts that looked like they were drugged to the garage, that we did. And this guy gets one job and gets a kudo.
Oh, but dude, he's like
Chris did not do any body work, Mark. None.
no. When we first talked to him, like he volunteered to do this, to sign on to this project, to be part of the Twisted Tea project, and like he and Flea both, but he asked first, and we were so stoked to have other guys that wanted to be part of this, and have an opportunity to work with some different people and show other people around the country and stuff that we jumped on it. But in the conversation, I was like, "Look, what's your timeline like?" And he said, "Dude," he said, "as long as I have 2 nights or 2 days with no sleep," he said, "I'm good." And I was like, "Really?"
And this is as Mark's telling him like bass boat panel job. I mean, Chris is telling him bass boat panel job, and I'm like, "Oh, good Lord, this poor guy." But he's all in, and he's got a great attitude about it. So I'm super excited to see what he comes up with.
Yeah, what we actually settled on, it's going to be pretty cool because it's the FXR-TEA for Twisted Tea.
You gotta say it right.
He came up with a way to incorporate like an old Mopar paint job. It's going to have big, thick racing lines that come down into those letters, and I'm super stoked to see it. It's going to be bitchin'. So that's what we've been doing.
Helmet? What
Stop
helmet?
already. That's all you've been doing?
Heather, did you see Mark's helmet tonight?
A Texas Hippie Coalition.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
I figure since you guys are prepping for Sturgis, I'll get myself situated for the smokeout,
Yeah, buddy. If you guys aren't sure what I'm talking about, we actually nailed down our main act, our feature act, our headliner, as it were, Texas Hippie Coalition at Smokeout. I can't even believe it, dude. I'm so fired up.
So
yeah, it's gonna be
are
good.
we going to wait to the end of the show to talk about the 2 new events at Smokeout? Or the potential?
No.
Let me rephrase that.
No,
potential 2 new events.
We're going to talk about one of them right now, and it is happening.
I know it's potential.
No.
You still have to submit the budget. So I have to tell you, like that whole, when somebody's the quiet one, they're the troublemaker. Dude, Paul Becklin absolutely nailed that.
So I don't
like
know.
Like the quiet one, totally came out of the blue.
I don't know if you guys, any of you guys that were at Smokeout last year remember meeting Paul. Paul was a rookie last year as far as Smokeout, but like in 2 seconds he became a veteran because he was keeping the lights on. He helped us fix equipment, like everything that
Stuck
needed.
in his hand in places that nobody should have.
Yep, and like killed it for us. Well, he comes off like reserved. Like he seems like he's quiet. He is an absolute shit stir. So.
Yeah, he's real reserved until he opens his mouth.
Yeah.
I looked at him. I'm like, Paul, I thought we were friends, and he's like, oh, we are.
So let me announce what the new event is going to be. You guys have become big fans of our dirt drags. We have it's slightly less hillbilly than some of the dirt drags that we've
Pro
done.
Monkey is going to be all over this.
It's actually getting pretty cool. But the new event. I wish I had a drum roll. I could
How
do a bunch
do you still not have a drum roll?
Because I suck.
A drum roll would be way more useful.
So the new event at this year's Smokeout is Shithouse Drag Racing. It even sounds great. It even sounds fantastic. So here's the premise. 2 bikes, 2 guys on each team. They pull up to the Christmas tree. We hook your bikes up to a shithouse on skids. Your buddy gets in the shithouse, no door. He gets a paintball gun mask and a dirt bike chest protector. The lights go off and you head to the finish line.
Did you happen to say that it's complete with the blue dye?
Yeah, the shithouse is going to have the blue dye.
So you have to wear the stain of shame.
Yeah, if your buddy pulls you off
Especially
the skids, if your buddy pulls you off the skids and the shithouse goes sideways, you're going to be blue for the rest of Smokeout.
So we have to do that on Saturday night, just to be fair.
I don't see how anything bad can come of this. Of course, there's going to be prizes and lots of encouragement. We're talking about a 4-drink minimum.
No, shut up.
For the guy riding in the shit house, I'm saying.
Pending budget approval.
On the bike.
On the no, not on the bike.
Pending budget approval. We're just going to leave it at that.
Jeff McKinney says, so the title is Shit You Don't Need.
Yeah, well.
Shit house pads should be tampons. Jeez. These guys are just as bad.
Oh, good Lord.
So, yeah, that was the first event. What's the other event?
Kickstart.
Oh, yeah.
Kickstart contest. Gary, hi, Gary.
Raphael is here. So good to see you, brother.
We love you, Gary.
And if Annie is anywhere close to you, good night, Annie.
What do you mean sounds as bad as the shovel drags in Sturgis? The shovel drags are awesome and completely approved. It'll cost a $30 shovel.
Right?
Plus.
So let's talk about the other event.
Kickstart?
Yeah, Kickstart challenge.
Challenge.
We were at the Fandango, and actually not participated. We were part of and watched and filmed the whole Kickstart contest that Danger Dan does.
Mm-hmm.
I was so taken by this. I was like, Dan, will you please come to Smoke Out and do these with us? And he was like, no, man. He said, I got this event. He said, but you just go ahead and do it. So it's not like we're ripping them off, but it is so fun. It's so fun the way he runs that contest that we absolutely have to do it at Smoke Out. So you would think that it's a line of guys and everybody kickstarts their bike until somebody can't do it. But the deal is they do like the first round and it's regular kickstart. Your bike has to start on the first kick. Mm-hmm. Then second round, they start changing it up. One time you have to kick it backwards. One time you have to kick it with your other leg. One time you have to pick somebody.
Side, like from the other side. And
one time you have to pick somebody out of the crowd to come and start your bike. And you pick a friend.
It's just the process of elimination. So did you see at TMMR, they did that?
No, I didn't.
And it got down to the last few, and because they could not eliminate anybody, they had to run out into the creek, swim back, and then kickstart it.
Okay, so wait a minute. This could be a good idea. Jim Grady says you get a trophy for crossing the finish line in an outhouse with the highest blood alcohol content. Count me in. Smoke out, baby.
God, good Lord, help me now.
Hey.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Listen, you knew when we got involved in Smoke Out, in running Smoke Out, that this all comes with it. Like we have
bull. I call bull. Just like you, the warning label was not big enough.
Well, sometimes you have to read the fine print.
Right.
I would have needed whatever.
Could you imagine if she was at the first few BMRs, for Christ's sake?
She was lost for words. I can't even handle it. So, yeah, man, lots of stuff going on. It's going to be a killer show tonight. We have so much to get to. If this is your first time watching, I want to welcome you to the show. This is something we do every Sunday night at 9 p.m. on the East Coast. You can watch it in perpetuity after that, either on Grease and Gears TV. If you don't know what that is, we'll get to you later. Or you can watch it on our YouTube page at CycleSource Magazine. But generally, it's 90 to 120 minutes of all the two-wheel bullshit we can fit. We do some bullshitting. We have a guest on here and there. We pass along some information on events. We start the whole thing off with
Done news.
The ShopTalk World Report is brought to you by Law Tigers. Get the compensation you deserve and get back on the road with Law Tigers. First up in the news tonight, coming in from our own CycleSource Magazine World Report, Harley-Davidson announces Build Moto sponsorship. Mentors and high school students pair up to build motorcycles in a year-long. I'm assuming they screwed that press release up. Oh. Harley-Davidson signed up as the new sponsor of Build Moto for the next 3 years. The sponsorship includes donated items like motorcycles, parts, and accessories, as well as access to the motorcycle manufacturing experts and additional supports for the program. So what's this all going to, Heather? Tell us about Build a little bit. Are you faking that?
No. Just after she gets CPR.
Okay.
What'd you do to her?
She's not even drinking or smoking anything.
What is wrong with you? I know what it is. It's the dry air out there.
Let me tell you, Build provides high school students an opportunity to learn technical skills, including design, welding, fabrication, repair, machining, media, and more through motorcycle construction. In addition to acquiring technical skills, teams also participate in marketing and fundraising efforts to host local events showcasing their work. Build program elements also emphasize the development of strong teamwork and interpersonal skills. Learning through motorcycles, kind of makes me think of I'm gonna throw you the hell out of the studio.
Drink, please?
So kind of makes me think of somebody else that we know that started a program. I don't know, like 20 years ago.
Teach.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kevin Teach Bass.
Kevin Teach Bass, the man.
So who would have known it was such a great.
Did they even give him any credit for any of this, or did they just think this is a great idea they came up with?
No, it's just another program like that. I was just being a smart ass. But congratulations to Harley Davidson and the whole Build team, because the only way to have a good future is to put the blocks down and pave a way to it. So give credit where it's due.
Oh, so
Did you get
sorry.
that?
Jeepers creepers.
Are you still with us, Heather? You gonna make it?
I don't know where that came from. Holy gamoly.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Okay, next up in the news, coming in from Fox 2 Detroit, over $100,000 in Harley-Davidson bikes stolen as thieves crash through Taylor store.
What?
Now, come on, how many times do we have to see this scene play out before somebody says, hey, you know what? Thieves have a tendency to pull this same deal. We're going to reinforce the front door of the Harley dealership. What the hell is going on? Skip back.
happened?
See, that's why we do Greasy Gears TV.
Thursday at the Motown Harley Davidson in Taylor, 5 criminals gather outside the dealership, plotting their next move, and it was all caught on security video.
Broke through the service door.
They didn't even crash through.
After they
They just
used
pushed
this
a little
vehicle
bit.
to commence the crime. Once inside, they knew exactly what they wanted and where to find it.
They've been here. They knew where they were at on the floor, knew where they were going. It's less than 2 minutes. They were in and out.
They got their hands on top of the line
Oh, I
bikes.
love it.
2 of them was Harley's off their new platform. They're all 2024s. The Road Glide
CVOs,
CVO ST,
jeepers.
a limited production model.
Wow.
The cream of the crop, if you will, for Harley's bikes.
So, like I said,
So, I mean, 2 CVOs, in all fairness, is over $100,000.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
only took 2 minutes.
They knew exactly
Crash
what they were
research.
doing.
I wanted,
it's
to,
probably-
I wanted to see the rest of that with the dude stuck in the garage door with the
How
new
about
bike.
it, right?
Do you think it was an
But as
inside
the
job?
criminal activity continues, one bike tips over and a security mechanism kicks in.
The bike stalled. They weren't able to.
He continues, one bike tips over
Okay.
and a security mechanism kicks in.
Dumbass.
Stalled. They weren't able to get it going. So fortunate enough, we still have that one. However, the second one, the CVO ST that was in white, they got away with. In one of our street glides in a Whiskey Fire, they call it color,
Whiskey
they also got
Fire.
away with.
As
So-
that one motorcycle stalled, one criminal took another stolen bike through a door.
Right through the
Take a
front
look.
door.
You can see the damage caused to the wall as the bad guy tried to force the bike through the door.
Staff at the dealership are reviewing the amount of this theft, from the stolen bikes to property damage.
We're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of $150,000 in property. What we don't know as of yet that was still here, right? Damage-wise.
Jesus.
Industry experts.
So yeah, my point was, I know on this show, I think we've reported on this same story
Oh, yeah.
scenario like
yeah.
6 times.
It's crazy. So, note to self, if you're going to steal a motorcycle, maybe know how to ride one first.
I thought you were going to start
Yeah.
coughing again right there, and I was literally going to kick you over in your chair.
You need an oxygen bottle there.
So you did. I said it and you coughed.
Where's the oxygen bottle?
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, are you up on your CPR classes?
I am.
Oh my gosh.
So
I
there
am.
you go.
I don't
My
do it in
dad-
a
Okay.
traditional capacity. It's not anything that I can do on the air. So let's go on to the next news. This comes in from Ride Apart. Royal Enfield Gorilla 450 wants to stand out from the crowd. Does it?
Oh boy.
I think it's kind of cool looking, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I know you dig, I mean,
I dig Royal Enfields. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what I don't dig.
I dig the price point. is what I dig about it.
I'll tell you what I don't dig. There was a period in Harley Davidson's popularity when every person you know rode up on a Fat Boy. Then there was another period where every person you knew rode up on a Black Street Glide.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like now it's adventure bikes. Bro, do you see my adventure bike, bro? Like, I really like to ride, bro. So, yeah, I get it. You're down for adventure, Holmes.
You're terrible. You're the worst.
I am. I don't give a shit.
But like, I think they're like maybe $6,000. They're going to be $6,000 when they hit the market. That part is really cool. And the fact that you could take that thing apart pretty easy and make a bitchin' little bobber out of it, also very cool. Yeah. So. Yeah. So I mean, the price point is good. Again, entry level bikes shouldn't be $14,000. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. No, I don't have COVID.
You could. You don't know.
I do not have COVID.
You don't know. I'm just saying.
Nobody ever knows.
We have health insurance now, so.
We've had health insurance, you weirdo.
All right, man. Hey, listen, we have a killer show for you. Like I said, when we come back from commercial break, we got Lucky coming in from CycleFish. He's waiting in the wings right now, and he's got a lot to talk about. We're going to get the history of his company and what he does over there. Until then, don't move, don't go anywhere. We got cool stuff in our commercials. You don't want to miss any of it. You're watching Shop Talk through the courtesy of Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. Sit back.
Hey, I'm Ron Fleener.
All right.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay, we dropped it.
Please Color Factory, you're watching Shop Talk.
Renamed it.
The only thing standing between you and the open road is some garage time with the right parts and accessories to make your motorcycle roar. And that's why riders everywhere choose DennisKirk.com, the one stop you need to get your Harley back on the road. Our knowledgeable tech staff will help you navigate our more than 185,000 parts, apparel, and accessories that are ready to ship today, with free shipping on all orders over $89. So tune up your ride and get ready for the next adventure. Ride more, wait less. Dennis Kirk.
Okay, Twisted Tea fans, this is your all call. We're just 14 days away from the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, where this thing is going to roll out on stage before Jelly Roll. Super stoked about that. Not super stoked that we're only 14 days away, but pretty much all we have to do at this point is put the bike together. All the hard stuff has been done. We got a fresh powder coat job on this frame, and the FXRTea is on its way to the Black Hills. You need to be on your way. Get over to twistedtea.com today and sign up for a chance to win this incredible motorcycle that they're giving away to one lucky fan, not for buying Twisted Tea, not for subscribing to Cycle Source, just because they love motorcycles, they love being part of this lifestyle, and this is their way to give back to you. Go check them out today, twistedtea.com. Today's product spotlight is on the Ramjet Slant 5 race wheel. But before we do this product spotlight, we got to put tires on these things. Bam! Nice set of Cruise Tech tires, and we're ready to go. Really, this is 3 product spotlights in one, because when you add up the rotors and the sprockets, if you're going to go the direction that we did by matching everything, there's 3 incredible products that come on the wheels, ready to go, valve stems put in, you're ready to put tires on these things and put them on your bike. So let's talk about this for a minute. The Slant 5 race wheel from Ramjet Racing comes equipped with their Race Lock hub. Great looking product, also fantastic for performance, whether you're on the track or on the street. The hubs have hardened steel dowels pressed in for extra strength and proper alignment. The wheels themselves are cut out of aircraft grade 6061 billet for superior strength and lightness. Rear wheels have a double drive side bearing for additional load support. Includes ARP hardware for the hubs. Are also available in many different finishes. You can see that we have our raw finish here, but they come in chrome, black, contrast cut, or any custom color you want. The retail on these wheels comes in anywhere from $1,500 to $1,900, depending on what options you choose for it. But let's talk about the rotors. The rotors also, to get these to match these wheels, it's a killer look, but many choices when it comes to the rotors. Also cut from aircraft grade 6061 billet, the Slant 5 brake rotor is available in 1 solid piece like the ones you see here, or 2-piece floating lug mount style. Available in polished, gloss black, contrast cut, or custom colors from prismatic powders. These fit 2000 and up style wheels. They're made to order, allow 6 to 10 weeks prior to shipping. Depending on what options you pick for those rotors, you can expect to pay anywhere from $250 to $625. We figured after going that far, we might as well finish it off with a matching sprocket for the Slant 5s as well. Also cut from the same 6061 aircraft grade aluminum. The sprockets are also available in chrome, gloss black, contrast cut, or custom colors from prismatic powders. The sprocket is for the Slant 5 wheel or any 2000 and up style wheels. They're made to order as well, so leave that 6 to 10 weeks. These things are going to come in a little over $300. Check them out on their website today for more. All of these products are proudly made right here in the USA and Arizona, to be sure. Now, the only thing we didn't get for this is they also offer a matching air cleaner, but you're on your own for that one. As far as fitment, not sure what you need, check out their website at ramjetracing.com. They have a fitment chart there. You can call them up today. They're happy to help you. An investment, these are definitely pricey wheels, but dude, I challenge you to find anything as sexy on the market today. This is going on our FXRTea project. You can see that real soon, or come and see us in Sturgis. All right, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. You're watching Shop Talk, and Heather has something to say.
I have something to say. So I just want everybody to know that that promo was filmed today, and the bike needs to be finished for Sturgis.
It has
and
2 wheels now, Heather.
Are in what, Michigan?
Yes.
Michigan. Yeah.
We
so
performed bigger miracles before.
pray for us.
Please.
If you pray for us.
I'm going to say I think that was a great promo in the whole 9 yards. My favorite part of the whole thing was the big pile of hammers laying just to the left of you the whole time doing that. You know, at this point, do you really miss me cleaning up behind you constantly?
There's a reason for the hammers, but you're making me blush now. I had to tear all the hammers out of my dead blow bag table so that I could put the motor on top of it because I was painting the motor. So, you dirty bastard. Hey, listen, man, so many people chiming in tonight. It's incredible. Actually, one of them said that you might actually be coming down with the Joe Biden, Heather. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it's kind of funny.
Dementia? I mean,
it's dimensional.
Well, if she backs out of Sturgis, she got the Joe Biden.
Can I do that?
No, you cannot. No backing up.
Only I can do that.
No. Yeah, Mark can back out of Sturgis. You're not.
Whatever.
It's not happening.
We're fighting.
All right, man. So listen, our guest tonight is Lucky from CycleFish. I've already talked your ear off about it, so let's get him on the line and see what's up with that.
No, Shelton. No.
What did Shelton do?
Can he back out of Sturgis? If I can't, you can't.
Lucky, what's up, man?
Hey guys, how's it going, guys and girls?
I'm
Lucky.
sorry you had to put up with all of our shit while we got to the part where you get to.
Hey, I loved it. I was enjoying it. I was laughing my ass off over here. About
I never
some of the
said
stuff
we were
going on there.
professional, just so you know. That is not one of the things I tell people.
No, I've watched a lot of your shows. I just enjoy the way that everything's just kind of off the cuff, and things don't always go the way they should go. Hey, you never know when you're gonna get into a coughing fit in the middle of a live radio show. So
Absolutely. So listen, we were talking about this pre-show, and like with the speed that information runs today, like everybody's always coming up with the this or the that and a way to keep everybody connected and stuff. But this has been a long-term commitment for you, for the motorcycle community, providing information like this.
It has been. It actually started out as a hobby. I was in the internet business for quite a few years, and my wife and I, back in the early 2000s, we just couldn't find all the events in one place. As you say, you had to find the flyers hanging up on shop or watering holes and things like that. You had to just look around for them, and it was really hard to find the events, especially if they were out of your area. And we love going to events, so we started out with just a small website of listing all the events in one place, and shortly after that, well, actually in 2009, I kind of went into semi-retirement. I did fairly well in the internet business, and I was doing some consulting, and I had a lot more time on my hands, so I was looking for people to ride with. And so I took CycleFish from where it was, and I turned it into a social network because I just couldn't find anything good out there with the forums and the other social networks that were out there. It was just a lot of bullshit going on, to be honest with you, and nobody was really just sharing information, about the rides, about what's going on in the motorcycle world. So I started CycleFish as what it is today, and with my background in the internet business, it just kicked off. I mean, we were at 200,000 plus visits a month within the first 6 months. Wow. And now a lot higher than that, and so I'm back to working full time, but I'm doing something I love now. I'm working in the motorcycle field. I spend most of my day, as you know, the biggest thing on CycleFish is promoting events. We definitely are the most popular motorcycle event calendar on the internet. We pride ourselves in being the most accurate and the most complete. And so I spend my day talking to motorcycle event promoters, which isn't a bad gig, and motorcycle shops and everybody in the motorcycle business. So it's not a bad gig to just do that, to spend your time talking to people in the in a world that I love. So that's kind of how we got to where we are today.
I can feel your pain too, because the Cycle Source this year turned 27 years old, and when we started, it was.
You don't look that old, man.
Yeah, I know. God bless you. But when we started, it was just a 100-mile radius of Pittsburgh, and it was newspaper. And I remember doing exactly what you're talking about. Like, I used to go around in my rounds trying to sell ads. I would take every flyer, I would write down what the events were, and that's how we build our event pages. Don't you feel sometimes like, for as hard as it was to compile that information back in the day, like I think about William George doing the motorcycle event program that he used to do that whole book of the Happenings Guide. Like, that had to be a huge amount of work for him. And don't you get a little pissed off today that it's so easy for a lot of people now?
Yeah, I mean, I get pissed off, but I also feel that, competition doesn't really bother me. If you're the best at what you do and you're good at what you do, I love competition. I love people knowing that if you're going to be looking for motorcycle events or information on motorcycles, what's going on in the motorcycle world, to use the internet to do it. So I appreciate everybody else, promoting that for me, because, and not just being egotistical here, but eventually, if you're out looking for motorcycle events on the internet, you're going to stumble across CycleFish. What does bother me, though, is pure 100% plagiarism. Yeah. I don't mind people using my website as a resource. I mean, we use the internet as a resource. That's what it's there for. If they find information on my site and they want to do a little research and find out, go to that event website and write their own event listing on their page, that's great. When they just copy and paste what I pay editors to put on my website, that bothers me. And we will we will take action against them. We do contact them and let them know that that's copyrighted information. The stuff that our users share out there, of course, is open to the public. But when we actually put information out there ourselves, that is copyrighted information. And it just annoys me that people can't just do their own work. They're going to live off somebody else's shirt tails and, go do your own work. We do ours. So that's the thing that bothers me the most is the pure plagiarism.
People are inherently lazy today, but I have to say, like, I loved.
Hey, watch it now.
I wasn't pointing necessarily at you. Yes, I was. But I have to say that I love the first part of your answer where you said, competition doesn't bother me if you're doing the best. If you're doing the best work, competition's good. It doesn't scare you at all. I love that. I love that attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's the old saying that the tide, rising tide raises all boats. So we can all work together in the motorcycle industry here to make sure that I want to see events continue. Heather and I had a conversation earlier this week. I want to see events continue. That they're kind of in a little slump. I'll be honest. The old school bikers, the guys like us are a lot of us are dying off. A lot of my friends are dying off. There's a new generation coming out there, and we need to do everything we can to introduce them to this world that we have, this world that we love. I mean, it's a great place to be. We need to accept them. We need to teach them. As you were talking about earlier with the HD build team, bringing the youngsters in. We need to share that information. Just like people did with us when we were kids. We didn't have the internet to share it on, but it was, you could hang out at the local bike shop or the local biker bar, and you could ask questions, and you didn't get mocked and humiliated as you do online these days for asking a dumb question about your motorcycle or about the motorcycle culture or the motorcycle life. And, we need to get back to that, to sharing, what we're about and what the whole motorcycle community is about with this new generation of riders.
Son of a bitch. I don't know what motorcycle shop he hung out at, Mark.
As he was saying that, I was running through the list of our garage builders for the build off at Smokeout, and I think there's two that may be in their mid 40s. Everybody else is in their 20s and 30s. And I think I think that's really great because they're building motorcycles specifically to come to this event. Because the older generation,
here we go,
inspired them. They set out a challenge, and they're inviting them to come be part of this. So,
well, good, and we need to do more of that. We really need to bring these, this next generation into this, or we're gonna run out. We're just gonna run out of bikers in general. To be honest with you,
one just chimed in. He's late 40s, so he's the oldest.
I also feel like this younger generation's also starting to kick up some pretty cool events on their own, like some of these Texas, the Born Frees, some of these barbecue events, some of these family ride events too that are pretty cool. And again, with you offering such quick and good information on where and when and the insides and outs of these, people are not only getting to go to these events, they're finding out about them.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them out there. We list between 6,000 and 8,000 events a year in our calendar. That's just here in the United States. So there's a lot of events going on. Of course, there's all the biggies. We have our major event page with the the travel to events. The events you're gonna travel 2 or 3 states to get to and spend a week out there. And then there's a lot of stuff that goes on weekends, and there's a lot of things going on. You don't have to be ultimately committed to the to the ride across the country to go out and enjoy a motorcycle event. So, but you were talking about the Born Free. I was just at Born Free here in California 3 weeks ago when it was out here, and I was amazed that this year, as you said, there were a lot of young builders out there. There really were. I mean, they were building old school bikes. I mean, they were going out there and finding, the knuckles, the pans, the shovels, and they were turning them into some pretty nice pieces of work out there. So we are seeing them do it. So
well, and I'll tell you another thing too that's going on, and this goes to like anybody that's aware that we're in the process of completely redesigning Cycle Source magazine. A lot of the young guys, the stuff that they're building today, it's not at all like we used to do. You know, like it's performance products. You know, they're using ARP hardware. They're putting like, you know, big performance and big dollars into their builds. They have a completely different direction that they're doing stuff. And I feel like, you know, even us included with CycleSource, we haven't been paying enough attention to that. This is what those guys are doing, man, and we got to follow it too. The funny thing is, at the same time, they're starting to come upon some of the same mistakes and the things that we did early on, like with events. You're talking about how events have changed. Well, I think one of the things that where we saw a slump in motorcycle events before was when events started becoming homogenized. You know, when like back in the day, early on, you went to Laconia, it was Laconia, period.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You went to Sturgis, It was Sturgis, period. And then there was a period that we went through that no matter if it was Sturgis, Laconia, Daytona, like you went right down the line. There were the same bars, same vendors, same, you know.
It was
everything.
like rally in a box.
And you kind of see that again now happening with some of the young guys' events. They're starting to, you know, you can see, and I won't say names or anything because I'm not giving anybody any shit about it. I'm just saying these are lessons we learned before. But you're seeing some of the same events that were founded in one place are starting to be in other places.
Yep, and you know that's okay to an extent, but there's you know there's a lot of room for some new stuff going on. I mean, events are changing; they're going to have to change a little bit as the people change. You know, the new generation of bikers aren't like us. They don't just strap what they can on the back of the motorcycle. I mean, I remember going to events in the 70s and, you know, even the early 80s where, you know, you strap basically a blanket and a tarp on your motorcycle, a couple changes of underwear and socks. You dragged your tarp from the motorcycle, you pinned it to the ground, and you crawled up under it. And that was your home for the weekend or the week, you know.
Do you remember what your first, like, quote unquote rally was?
Well, my first rally was definitely Daytona. I was raised in Southern Florida, so my first rally was definitely Daytona Bike Week.
Okay.
My first big rally. You know, I'd been to, of course, a lot of poker runs, you know, a couple weekend things from, you know, club type events and things like that. My first real rally was Daytona, and that was back in the day. I don't know how long, you know, if you guys have been to Daytona or how long, you know, you've been going there.
Yeah, forever.
But as you say, there was a time when the rally was so much different. I mean, that was back in the day when you can camp on the beach down there. You could still race up and down the beach down there at Daytona Beach. I mean, the campgrounds were pretty primitive. I mean, there was nothing. I mean, they were fields basically with you know, somebody at the gate charging you $20. You know, and that was and that was pretty much it. It was a lot more primitive, but you know, it was fun. It was a great time. That's the way we enjoyed it. I mean, I still enjoy those type of old school rallies, the ones where you go to, they're on a private piece of property. They might not have the biggest names in music, like, you know, some of the campgrounds up in Sturgis do, you know, the $250,000 bands, but, you know, they've got entertainment playing. But the most important thing was I would spend most of my time in my campsite, sitting around a campfire, shooting the shit with people that I would call true brothers, my best friends, and I saw them once a year at that rally in that state. And then I wouldn't see them again for another year. And we didn't have the internet to communicate, you know, on. We didn't have cell phones. That was back in the day when you paid for long distance calls, so you didn't call them every week. You know, and you saw them once a year, and they were true brothers and sisters. And you waited that once a year to see them. And you spent most of your rally just sitting around shooting the shit and telling old stories and a bunch of lies. So
I'll tell you, I still remember my first real rally. It was only ended up being an hour ride from home, but it was the A-Beta, Pennsylvania State Party, Hazen, and this.
Oh, the Hazen party, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
great party.
That event, and it ended up that I found out it was so infamous. It had been in Outlaw Biker magazine. It had been in Easy Riders. They wrote about it in Super Cycle. Like it was one of the craziest parties there ever was. And I gone there. I think I was still 17. I was riding with a local motorcycle club, and I got my first tattoo. It was a skull with a headband that said "Die Free." I was in, man. I was in for life at that point. And this is the greatest thing about it.
I can't believe you just told people.
Oh
that.
No, listen, I don't care. I got this tattoo. I got this tattoo to cover it up because the guy was so drunk that when he got to he did die and then started to do the free, and left this like inch-long space between the first FR and the EE. And I was like, what the hell is that? And he goes, hang on, bro. And he puts a star in the middle of it. And I'm like, that's not any better, dude.
Yeah. That's okay. My first tattoo, the dude OD'd halfway through it. So
no,
that's terrific. Yep. That's terrific. Yeah, you got to find those guys every now and then. Well, I'm glad you went to the. I'm glad the Abate Hazen party was one of your first events, and I'm going to jump on a soapbox here just for a second. I don't usually do this, but speaking of Abate, I am, if anybody follows CycleFish, they know I am a big supporter of motorcycle rights organizations. So just my quick spiel here, it's everybody that rides a motorcycle. You don't have to join Abate, you don't have to donate all your time to Abate, but support the events that are put on by these motorcycle rights organizations. You wouldn't believe how much they do for everyone that rides a motorcycle, for our freedom, for our rights, and for our safety. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Support them. Go out and go to their events. You're going to be at an event anyway. Go to these motorcycle rights organization events. Support every one of them.
Can I get an amen?
Absolutely. No, listen, we feel the same here. But man,
we're good.
This is something that I have to say real quick, going back to the talking about young guys and the way they're doing stuff. At the same time I'm building my FXR right now for Sturgis, I'm building kind of alongside a young guy here at Clockwork, Shelton. And I'm going to give him some props, even though he called me Grandpap this week, and I wanted to kill him for it. But, I couldn't imagine somebody that's more invested in their project. And we've stopped over a couple times this week just to, I needed something or he needed something, so I was dropping it off. And he is immediately willing to have a half-hour conversation with you about what he's doing with his wiring and why he's doing this and why the cutoff needs to be like that and where he needs to put his fuel pump relay. And I'm like, listen, all that stuff, man, it's wasted on me, but he's really excited about it. And that's the kind of thing, man, is that passion. It doesn't matter what he's building, what his age is, what my age is, what I'm building. That's the common bond that we have.
Right.
And I think one of the great things that we're going to see through this is he is an FXR kid. I mean, he really is. He knows a lot more about the modern motorcycles than Chris does, and he's very willing to share that knowledge with Chris.
Yep.
But on the flip side, he's going to be building a chopper, hopefully in the not too distant future, and he's already said that he's going to look to Chris for that. So the free exchange of knowledge between the two generations is great.
Good.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
exactly
progression. I mean, hands down. If you don't have that change from the old guys to the, we had it. I think most of our old guys were hammer masters, but back then we didn't have CNCs. We didn't have all the welders and stuff that you have today. And I think, getting back to where the event comes from, to go to these events and see the collaborations from these super high tech shops, and then sitting right next to them is a dude that built everything by himself, the garage build guys. Super cool to see how that all comes together, teaching these young kids how the old guys used to do it.
Yeah.
You can't hold that knowledge. You can't take it with you. You need to pass it on, because then the culture dies if you don't. So,
well, let's go back talking about you, man, because another thing that I really dig about your site is that you have a blog mash component. You're bringing other people's stuff in, and you're turning that out as almost like a public news desk.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to get people to, and everything can be shared in blogs. Of course, we don't want people out there just, sharing bullshit about, face cream to use when you're going to Paris. And we do get a lot of that. I'm sure everybody sees that, spammers out there and stuff like that. But, as long as you're sharing something in the motorcycle world, we got a couple of people that just really, one is a member of the Motorcycle Safety Foundation, and he keeps us up on all the news, what's going on with all the news in all the states across the country. And he just writes blogs. He's retired, so he's got plenty of time. We write some of our own blogs. We'll do an interview with an event when it's over, and talk to them and write a blog and tell people what the event was about. Or if you just want to share a blog about a ride you took with some buddies over the weekend, go ahead and post it out there. So we do allow, and we do have forums out there also, so you can go out there a little more interactive than the blog. If you want to ask a question about how to do something, you're more than welcome to. It's been out there for quite a while. Most of the questions have probably been answered at one time. So just search through them if you're, trying to figure out how to change the brakes on a touring model Harley or, something like that, how to override the, the security system or something. It's probably been written up out there already, asked and answered. So check it out. We've worked hard to try to make the site a little bit of everything. Our focus is still, of course, and always going to be the motorcycle events. And something we just added recently, I don't know if you saw when you were out on our website, is the biker-friendly places. We're building that up. We're working hard to build that up. And you click on that, and if you share your location, otherwise you can just put in a zip code, and it'll find. You can search by business type, by by bars. Within 50 miles of where you're standing, you just put in a zip code, a city name, or whatever, and so it'll find you a bar, a campground, a local shop, a parts dealer, a biker-friendly hotel, and these are not, we didn't go out there and just buy a list as some sites do. They'll just buy a list of all bars, and they'll consider any bar as a biker-friendly bar. These are actually submitted to us and suggested to us by our users on CycleFish, which is why it's populating a little slowly here. If a biker didn't recommend it, we don't put it out there. That's all there is to it. We're just not putting bullshit out there. We're not going to go buy a list of bars and hotels and campgrounds and say these must be biker-friendly because it's a dive bar. As we know, if you've ridden across the country, that not every dive bar is biker friendly. Some of them don't even allow you to park your bikes in the front or wear your colors inside. And so if it says it's biker friendly, if it's in our list, it's biker friendly. And if it's not, hit the comment button, let us know, and we'll take it off our list.
Nice.
So.
No, that's great, because a lot of bars across the country, they're more than happy to put a sign up that says "Bikers Welcome,"
right,
sponsored by Budweiser, as long as there's a rally in town or an event close by. But as soon as that event goes away, they're back to their
nice. And at the bottom, you can suggest suggest a business. That's awesome.
Yep.
Right, that's cool.
Yep. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on out there. As I said, there's thousands of events. We work hard to promote the events. We're adding a lot of new features to allow the event promoters to enhance their events. Right now, as you guys know, with the Smokeout Rally, we can contact you and do some advertising and stuff. But we're gonna kind of do like the Facebook and Google and let you do some self-enhancement by just paying $1 a day to get your event a little bigger and brighter than all the rest and things like that. And we also have some great deals. If you're putting on any charity or fundraising or motorcycle rights organization event, get a hold of us. There's a lot of things we'll do to help you out and getting those things promoted and getting the word out, because there's nobody's giving us the biker community. We want to get the word out that those events are out there, and those charity events. We list probably out of the 6,000 events we list a year, usually about 2,000 to 3,000 of them are charity and fundraising events.
That's awesome.
As all you guys know, if you've been in the biker world, I mean, even the biggest events, everything, they have something at every one of them for charity, whether it's just a poker run that happens on the Saturday of the event or whatever. But almost every event does something for charity, which is great. But
yeah, absolutely.
That's why the bikers are great people. We're really good people.
So let's talk a little bit about your history in motorcycling. Tell us a little bit about how you came up. How'd you get involved with all these hoodlums?
Well, it started out at I actually started it with as a means for transportation. I was kind of not the best youngster in the world, making some wrong decisions and stuff, and I needed to get around. And when you're doing that, you don't just hang out, with the local shops and stuff like all the good kids. So I needed to get around. And in Florida at the time, you only had to be 15 to ride a motorcycle, get a motorcycle license, but 16 to drive an automobile. So I got my motorcycle license, and I got myself a Honda 360 CL in 1972. Remember those? Those were cool. And I used that for transportation, and the bug bit me. I just fell in love with it. I wanted to modify it to fix it up a little bit. There were a lot of the area I lived was kind of an unincorporated area of Western Hollywood, Florida, and there were a lot of bike shops out there. And I just started hanging around the shops, and I got the bug, and I started buying all kinds of bikes. I mean, the first bike I ever built was a Honda 754 Chopper.
Yeah, buddy.
Ooh, nice.
You remember those? Do you remember those motors? Those were great motors.
One yesterday in the toy shop?
Yep.
What's that?
We're just looking at one yesterday, actually in part of Brian Clark's collection here, and I was telling the young guy again. I was like, "Hey, see that bike over there?" I said, "Do you know that actually in the beginning of Denver's, they were as well, if not better, known for the stuff that they did to Honda 754s than they were for American choppers."
Yep, that was a great bike, and so I built that, and I built it myself. And as you were talking about earlier, it was all done through painstaking hammering and cutting with the hacksaw. We didn't have CNC machines and laser water jet cutters and all kinds of things. And I would go down to the local shops and see if I could borrow their English wheel, and I just made the metal and made the bike, and it actually came out pretty cool. And it was actually the inspiration for this logo right here, because what happened was years later when I did CycleFish, I was trying to draw a caricature of this bike. It had the big upswept fishtail pipes on it and the big wraparound handlebars on it. And I was trying to draw just a caricature of it, and I didn't have a name for the company yet when I first started this website. And I suck at drawing. I'll be honest with you. I suck at drawing. And a friend of mine came by and he looked at my picture and he said, "That looks more like a fish than it does a motorcycle." And hence the name. So I hired a professional artist to do it, and hence the name CycleFish, because I didn't want to be just motorcycle events or the event site or whatever. Oh, look at that picture of me years ago.
Yeah, how about that?
Dark and shit. My wife was young, and there's me and Jay.
I was at this love ride.
Oh, were you?
I know this is the same love ride. I have a picture almost exactly like that. Jay was dressed exactly like that.
Well, Jay, I think owned, unless he was on his show, I think he owns two things: the suits he wore on his show and denim button-down shirts. That's the only thing that Jay owns.
Okay, well, here's a question. And this year in particular, was Larry Hagman also there?
Well, actually, the Love Ride went away about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's gone as we knew it. There's a couple local charity events that kind of live off the name, but it went away. I don't remember the last time I saw Larry Hagman at the Love Ride, but he was there quite regularly. Jay Leno, of course, Willie G was always there. Toward the end, all the Sons of Anarchy folk were there. Mm-hmm. It was a great ride, great time to go out and meet the celebrities, ride with them, give back. It was a great organization, great charity, the Read by 9 charity that they put up. They raised the money for.
Love Ride was a blast, man. And I mean, being somebody from the East Coast, like that was always one of the dream rides. Like getting to Bonneville, getting to Sturgis, getting the Love Ride was. If you actually made it to Love Ride, everybody in the neighborhood wanted to talk to you when you got back from that one. Oh yeah, it was a great time. There were a lot of people for a one-day ride. You would not believe the people that traveled in. You couldn't get a hotel anywhere near Glendale or Burbank for those 2 days. The people traveled from across the country to join that. I think it was considered the largest one-day ride in the country at one time. Okay, wait, largest one-day event. What's this? Look at that. What's this here? That's my Honda. That's the 360 CL, and that's me at probably 15 years old, maybe just turning 15 years old in my backyard in Florida. Right. Don't have a lot of pictures of me from that day, thank God. I was just a skinny little runt man. I'd do anything to go back to that 105 pounds or whatever I weighed there, but. But that was a fun motorcycle. That really was. You definitely look like you could have been out for a day of surfing. Yeah. I was kind of the beach bum. We only lived maybe a mile from the beach. That's what's his name, Emilio Marquez on Sons of Anarchy and Mayans. Yep. There. Yep. You always run into him. It's funny. You could be riding around. A lot of those guys do actually ride. Well, of course, Jay Leno rides a lot, and it's amazing how many. Bars or up at the Rock Store, which is a famous biker bar up in Malibu Canyon. You'll run into Marcus there or Emilio there or Jay Leno, and they're just people at that point. Don't try to talk to them about celebrities or their celebrity status. You want to talk to them about a motorcycle. Jay will talk to you for hours about motorcycles, but don't try to talk to him about anything that has to do with celebrities, because he's not a celebrity when he's on his bike. So funny thing about the Rock Store, the guy that owns it from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Is he? Yeah, I never realized that. He is. One day I was up there with a bunch of guys. Actually, Chris Maida, that used to be the editor of American Iron, and Ricky from Logic Cycle, and we were hanging out with him. And I was looking all around the top of the building were Iron City beer cans, and I'm like, I said, hey, why the hell do you have all these Iron City cans? He said, I'm from Pittsburgh, and that was it. We ended up spending the whole day with him. But what a treat that place is. You're right. You never know in a day of hanging out at the Rock Store. You never know who's going to pull up or who you're going to see. It's the who's who of the West Coast motorcycle culture.
Yep, and that is the greatest example. That's one of the best examples of all the biker cultures getting together. If you've been up there, you know, of course, because of the roads leading up there through the Malibu, canyon and the Santa Monica Mountains there's some great riding roads. So, of course, you're going to get the sport bikes up there. You're going to get the, the touring bikes up there. You're going to get the choppers up there. And it's just such a great blend of, you talk about a melting pot of different biker cultures. That's one spot that you could find everyone on any given day up there. And they're all just happy to talk to, I'd go up there and I'd learn so much about sport bikes, modern day sport bikes, and that I never knew, because, that's a great place to find them. It's just a lot of fun. Cool place. Nice riding up there too. If you were up there, did you happen to get down to the to Neptune's Net for some seafood while you're up that way?
No, I didn't. I was, I think back then I was, we had just done a movie shoot with Bill Goldberg. We were playing biker henchmen, and we did that. We had just enough time to go up to the rock shop, and I was trying to talk Chris and Ricky into walking with me, because it's like, I forget how many miles back in Malibu Canyon is the original site where they used to film the MASH TV show. And they said there's still like a burnout Jeep there, and like the cement pad that they poured and stuff. And I was begging them. I was like, please, let's just stay long enough to see this. Because as a kid, that was one of my favorite things in the world. And our time was so short that we had to split and couldn't do almost anything. But we did get to do some riding in Malibu Canyon. So,
yep. That's some great riding up there. I love it. That's one of my favorite places to ride around there. And we've got some canyons south of us too, in eastern San Diego County that are really beautiful also. But those are some fun day rides up there.
Yes, sir. Well, Lucky, do me a favor, man. Tell everybody where they can keep track of everything you're doing with CycleFish. I mean, obviously the website, Heather's putting that up so everybody can tune in there. But you guys have full complement of social media too.
We do. We have the CycleFish.com website where you can find all the events, and we actually just spent a lot of time. We spent all last year redesigning the website. We're learning as everybody is in the internet world. The majority of our traffic is coming in through mobile devices now, and it's even true with me. I'll be sitting on my couch, my computer's 15 feet from me. If I want to look something up, I just grab my phone and look it up. So we spent a lot of time making sure that our website on a mobile device works as clean as any application. Basically, you would think that you're using an app when you bring it up on the mobile phone. The buttons are right there, straightforward. Yep. So it makes it really easy. So you can find us there. You can find us. Of course, we've got the social media. We've got the Facebook. Whatever they are, Instagram. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a big social media person. I mean, I'm kind of out of that age group. I had to just hire somebody the past year to look at me go there.
Yeah, buddy.
That's the three versions of me on my motorcycle. So I've got a 30-something, very talented girl that runs my social media for me. She also does a lot of the blogging. She kind of keeps an eye on our event calendars for us also to make sure that, they're edited correctly. If people make mistakes, we'll actually go in there and fix them. We won't change any information ever that anybody put on our site. But if they make a blatant mistake and, spell something completely wrong, so she keeps an eye on that and she edits. We want to make sure that we have accurate, good information out there. Or we'll contact the owner and say, would you like us to rewrite that description for you? That's not going to get anybody to your event. And we do that for people. We're just
awesome.
About, so, and her name's Lulu. She does a great job. We're also managing social media for a few of the events out there. That's something we've taken on this year. We're managing social media for the Route 66 rally, which is a great rally out in Depew, Oklahoma. You ever get a chance? A little wild. I mean, you better be ready for some old school biker wildness. If you're offended or you're going to blush, do not go to the Route 66 rally. So we manage their social media for them. We also designed their website for them. The same with the Junebug Boogie down in Tennessee. We just designed their website for them and managed their social media for them. So we're there to help out the biker community. Anything you need to promote, to promote your events, get a hold of CycleFish and we'll help you out.
That's awesome, man. And
we actually look forward to working real closely with Cycle Source too. I think there's a lot of things we can do to, to work with each other, build a partnership here to, as we say, rising tides raise all ships. Let's do this together. So
well, and that's the thing too, man. At the end of the day, like people that like us and you, people that are supporting the community and the culture of all of this, like coming together and making this thing stronger. It sounds like you come from a place like we do. We're super, super honored to be on board with you. So I can't thank you enough for that.
I'm glad to have met you. I'm glad, I originally contacted you about about helping you promote the Smokeout Rally. I'm glad I met you because in looking through, all your different properties out there and looking back at some of the shows, I see you're kind of the same place we are. Let's supply some content to the biker community first. I mean, yes, we all want to make money at this as businesses, but that will come. And as you talked about earlier, with a lot of people jumping into this and jumping into rallies these days, what they're doing is they're putting money before the content. They're thinking, well, let me go out and sell a bunch of sponsorships for this new site or this new app that I've got, and then once I get a bunch of money, then I can actually get some content because I can hire people. It's like, no. First, supply good content, provide a valuable, value to the biker community, to the people that come to your website, and then all that other stuff is going to follow. So
show me how much you love it first.
I think, and just looking, like I say, looking through your stuff, I see you're in the same thing. Let's provide a value to the biker community. Let's provide some information out there that they really want to see, and some valuable information. And that's where we are. That's what we're about.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
Right on, man. Well, listen, thanks again for being on with us. I look forward to having you back on here. As things change and whatever comes up, you keep us in mind. We're an outlet for you as much as you're doing for everybody else. Let us do that same thing back for you.
Okay, that sounds great. I really appreciate you guys having me on, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that bike when you get that done. So you got exactly 2 weeks from a bare frame to. Well, the good news is though, you're a lot closer. You don't have to drag it, 4 days to get to sturdy.
Right. And I did all the hard stuff, like all the fiberglass work has already been done, like the little bits of fabrication and stuff. So it's kind of like as soon as the painter gets back with it, we should be good to just put the motorcycle together. So,
I can't wait to see those bags you were talking about with the cutout for the shocks to inset them a little closer to the motorcycle itself. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Well, with any luck. All right, man.
All right, guys. Take care. Again, thanks so much for having me on, and good luck to you. Have a great rest of the show.
All right. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Care.
All right. Bye, guys.
See you, Lucky.
Hey, man, you're watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. We're going to take a look at a cool feature bike. When we come back on the other side, we have an update for you from the Meals on Wheels giveaway bike. You don't want to miss that. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Shop Talk.
Out of Focus is brought to you by Garage Build. Submit your build, share your passion. Powered by Dennis Kirk.
I'm Merle Tully, live here in Fredericksburg, Texas. It was quite interesting that as we talked, it belonged to a person who had passed away that they all knew, didn't know it was his bike originally. And so they were all pretty excited that, that I was buying a bike that they knew. And I'd never met the man, but he was in the biker world for quite a while, and all these guys with vintage bikes knew him well. And okay, it's a 1949 Panhead FL. Almost 100% restored, really, and with mostly original parts. They were able to show me what's not and what really mattered, and they said, you've got something really nice, the guys that were helping me look at it. You've got stuff that's hard to find. So, and I didn't know that until they told me, said this is all the parts are 1 year only and that sort of thing, and they're on there. And a few other things that weren't. You can find them if you want to spend the money, but basically the first guy I was talking to, he said, what are you going to do with it? And I said, well, I'm going to ride it if I'm going to buy it. He said, well, then it's good, it's fine. Well, the front fork, 49 only, they're cast, sand cast ones. Even the front grill up here. The handlebars were the original 49 only, but they split in the middle, they cracked. They said, get them off there and hang them on the wall. So, but I have them. And let's see, of course the engine's correct. Front fender's a 1 year only. I don't know that it's a 1 year only on the muffler cover, but it's an original one that's very hard to find. Correct speedometer. I'm not sure. Yeah. Of course, not the stainless air cover, and they said, well, you won't find one of them, and you probably won't want to use it anyway, but so I'm not worried about looking for that. So, and there's probably things on there that I still don't know whether it's 1 year only or not, but I'm pretty happy with it. Without, I don't have to spend years looking for things to make it correct. If I find something correct, I'd consider buying it. But there were some things we had to work on to get it right, with some help, some guys. Not serious things, that just tweaking thing. Had a little issue with transmission shifting right and stuff, but at first I was a little disappointed, but the neat thing was, after taking it out and putting it in 3 times, okay, I got that down. So it was a learning experience, so, I like that. And that way, you know your bike, So otherwise, this is Merle Tully from Fredericksburg, Texas, and you're watching Grease and Gears TV.
Riding takes you from A to B or just lets you escape. There's a flow to the road you share, so go with it. Eyes open, and always have the Law Tigers by your side. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit us at lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Hey, it's Billy from Twisted Team. We're live in Sturgis, and you're watching Shop Talk.
All right, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. You're watching Shop Talk, going into the second part of the show, actually the last part of the show. We're in the home stretch, as it were. Winding on down. I'm glad you guys are sticking around with us. So good to see so many of our friends here tonight talking shit and digging motorcycles. Wow, you guys really, really like the Panhead. Mm-hmm. And before we go any further, I'm going to tell you that waiting in the wings is Brandon. He's waiting. Nobody can hear you yet, so we're going to talk all kind of shit on him because he can't say anything back right now, and it's going to be a lot of fun for us.
You can't do that to Brandon. He's helping us out. He's going to fuel for us. You be nice to him.
Hey, we can always do that to Brandon.
Yes, see? Mark knows.
Don't screw up a good thing for me.
So Brandon will be heading out to Fuel Cleveland with the Cycle Source magazine and Smokeout booth. Mm-hmm. Stop by and see him. He's got some free swag to give away, and an adorable little girl that's usually with him. I'm sure she's going to be there.
Oh, Eleanor, she's worth the trip to Fuel in and of herself. She's like no fear, little powerhouse. Oh my God.
But some of the shit that I want to talk before he gets on here.
Well, Hey, if Brandon brings me some nice stuff, I'll go to Fuel Cleveland to meet him.
Oh, listen to that. Some of the shit that I want to talk. Where's the new issue?
Oh boy.
So we told you guys that we were redesigning Cycle Source completely. I'm gonna pop it up here. Hang on. You ready? Issue 309, brand new Cycle Source, and I don't think Brandon has this yet. So this is gonna be,
I forgot about that.
This is gonna be a surprise for him. I'm just gonna show you a little bit. There it is. That's his motorcycle. And he's probably dying right now. Hold the page still, you son of a bitch.
Down. Yeah,
No, I'm not showing it all to him. He's got to wait to get the magazine. Hey, I'll do it this way. How about that?
Can you see it now? Can you see it?
In all fairness,
Huh?
like look at some of the differences in the new smoke out. These are our new
The new layout.
Layout's
like smoke out.
Did I say smoke
You
out?
did say
Same
smoke
thing.
out.
It's all ball bearings and spitzer valves.
But if you guys are familiar with Cycle Source, you're going to see a whole lot of changes. And I think they're all for the better, personally. I mean, like our
Look
new,
at that.
Look how good that looks.
So I'll tell you, Mark, I got to be completely honest. I'm making all these changes. I'm sitting doing the graphics and stuff. And the one thing I could think about was I remember, God, it had to be like year number 6 of the magazine. And not a lot of people know this, but Mark used to come in once a month and he would help me do layouts. He would help me do cutouts and stuff. And I remember you making a comment one time about the index page.
Oh, yeah, I remember changing it.
And when we changed it, he loved it so much. He said, the only thing that bums me out, he said, I know that someday you're going to change this again and it's all going to go away. Well, it's 27 years before we actually changed that index page. So
yeah, it lasted a lot of years. And again, like you guys were saying before, progression. So much of the industry's changing.
Yeah.
You don't keep up with it, you're going to be left out in the cold. I mean, if people don't understand that, they're idiots. So,
And I have to say, like, we loved Cycle Source always, but to see this one come together, just with the differences,
you guys are going to dig it.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It was great for us.
It doesn't suck. I'm just saying, it doesn't suck.
So lots of work went into that. Hey, but listen, the thing that you need to pay attention to right now, pay attention. Let's gather around here. Come on in closer. Come in closer. We are helping out.
Back up a little bit.
With Brandon doing this giveaway motorcycle. All of the proceeds are going to go to Meals on Wheels through the Tankful Project under the name of Ed Kerr, Pennsylvania founder of the Hamsters, one of the original OGs, we call them. And Brandon and his old man Ricky actually came up with the idea that, hey, we have this bike, we're going to throw a bunch of parts at it and dress it all up and give it away and smoke out. Now
hey, don't forget that Rick says that Brandon decided to give one of Rick's bikes away.
I know.
So yeah, that's how it goes.
But yeah, the story actually goes, Brandon called me up and he says, hey man, I have this bike, like we can do this giveaway thing. I do all the artwork and everything. And Ricky calls me up, he goes, hey, are you helping my kid give away one of my motorcycles? It's like, son of a bitch. So, but the deal is, it's really for a fantastic cause, like elderly seniors in the United States that deal with food insecurities. It should not even be a thing. If an old person in your neighborhood has to make a choice between getting a meal and their prescriptions, we are living the wrong life.
Amen.
So thanks to all these companies that you see down in the bottom right-hand corner, Steve's Garage, DynoJet, Fueling, Doug's Polishing, NAMS Custom Cycles, Clockworks, Bagger Nation, Paul Yaffe, Logic Cycles, everybody that's helping put this thing together, because in Sturgis, you are going to be able to see the finished motorcycle. It's going to be in and around. I'm sure we'll cover some live stuff with it while it's out there. But you have from now until smoke out to win this motorcycle. Get to the site. Heather put the link up. I believe it's up right now.
It is.
Over here, somewhere, right there. You can see the link.
You do not have to be present to win.
Don't have to be present to win.
If you're not local,
your $20 bill does have to be present.
Yeah,
for a
if
chance
you're
to
not
win.
local, you do have to make shipping arrangements or come to pick it up or whatever. But you don't have to be there to win. And All of the money goes straight to Meals on Wheels.
Okay, so we've tortured him long enough. Let's bring Brandon in. So there
I can't stop laughing.
So what's that over your shoulder? Is that the motorcycle?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my.
Now it's his hand.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Coming along.
Nice. Look at those.
So not only does this young man build a hell of a chopper, look at that brand new iron he's putting down. So who are some of the people that I missed in the shout outs for thank you? Because we don't want to miss anybody. I know we added a couple new companies the other day.
Pro Monkey got involved. He sponsored a seat. Obviously it's not on it. We have Steve's Garage.
Yeah, where's the paint? I want to see the paint.
I'm picking it up tomorrow. I got to meet my dad in Pittsburgh tomorrow.
This was piss poor timing.
Yeah, really. Well, you got to just, give them a taste so they'll come back next time.
Will tickets be for sale at Smokeout? Somebody wants to know. Probably up until the minute we call the winner.
Yeah,
right?
and we'll do it on Saturday night. So yeah, yes, the answer is yes. Everything is electronic. It's all digital. So you'll be able to scan a QR code, get your ticket.
Right on.
Make it easy peasy.
So how do you feel like it's going, man? You excited about this?
Yeah, we're going. We're going 100 mile an hour with it, but it'll be good. Waiting on a couple things, some exhaust and a bolt kit that we ordered for it. But going tomorrow, get the paint, and should have it running in the next couple days. And when I get back from fuel, hopefully ride it a little bit, break it in, put it on the dyno, get it tuned, and take it to Sturgis.
Mark, do you see that familiar look of exhaustion in those eyes?
Yes, I do.
So
well, either that or familiar look of something else in those eyes, one or the other.
I listen.
Could go either way.
I got to tell you, this is a talk show. The talk part is not optional. Like, help us out here.
Use your words.
Every time I see Brandon, it's one of my favorite stories of all motorcycling involves me and Brandon. A ride home from Sturgis one year. So it's like every time me and Brandon get in the same room together, somebody's going to get in trouble. So
yeah,
it's always a good time to hang out with him.
It's not always
yeah, usually.
Every time you two get together, it usually costs Ricky some money.
Well,
I was on the phone with him earlier, and he was in a panic because he ran out of gas on the interstate on his way to Pittsburgh.
No shit.
No.
And you just outed him in front of the whole world. His father is a professional driver, and he just...
But they didn't know that. Now you just threw him under the bus.
He just threw him under the bus. I didn't do it.
Well, they didn't know he was a professional
driver. Dude, my phone is
going to
ring at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, I guarantee it.
Those bastard. Two little assholes. Hey, you know what, Mark? Speaking of your phone, what happened? We haven't heard from Big Brian tonight.
We did earlier, but it was actually, hold on, we just got something else from him.
This just in. Breaking
Brandon,
news.
Which one of his dad's motorcycles is he going to give away after this one? So did you pick the next bike you're going to give away?
I got a pretty cool Daytech chopper frame that I'm flipping.
Well, Ricky, there you go.
Brandon, I think Ricky's not going to let you come out and
6
play
o'clock
anymore.
tomorrow morning, my phone's ringing, I'm getting yelled at.
Oh, he's going to be like, you can't talk to them no more.
Yeah. Me and Brandon aren't going to be allowed to talk to each other.
Oh, listen, man.
Wait till smoke out.
For all the...
Yeah, right?
Yeah, wait till smoke out. You know, Mark, when you think about it, how many years have we been saying that exact line? Wait till smoke out. Wait till smoke out.
Right?
And then
a long time.
Then the morning after we all leave, everybody says the same line again. What the hell happened? What did I do? What? I did what at Smokeout?
There's always pictures.
The only difference is now is they all leave and we're like, we're all alone.
Somebody has to clean this shit up.
Somebody has to clean this up.
So Brandon, did you hear the new event for Smokeout?
The kickstart
No,
or
the shit house
shitter
drag
pull?
races.
Dude, I got 2 handicrappers here left over from the festival. Fresh
Dude,
full of
I
hippie
told
shit.
you.
Still got the blue dye in them. Ready to go.
No, listen,
I told
seriously
you one of the
though.
Hoffman boys would have them.
Seriously though, for anybody that's listening, to make this happen, we need 2 broken porta-johns. So like they don't have to have walls or ceiling or anything. We need the skid from the bottom and the seat. We're going to make everything else. But anybody that has a line on getting 2 of these porta potties that we don't have to buy them brand new, because you already heard Lulabelle over here has got eye on the budget.
Oh yeah, no, this has to pass budget approval.
I got one.
Screw budget.
Do you really?
We're hurting people.
Yes, I have one.
Then
I'll even bring it.
Mark has to come to Fuel Cleveland now so he can pick the shitter station up.
No, he said he can bring it.
No, he's going to bring it to Fuel.
How the hell am I
Oh,
getting
no, I
home
can bring
from
it to
Fuel?
Smokeout.
No, you can't bring it to Smokeout. We have to do it ahead of time to prove that we can get it done for Heather.
It's not
Yeah,
that
but I
you
can bring it to
prove to get it done. It's how much is it going to cost us?
It's going to be so cheap. You're not even going to notice it.
Is it going to be
Hey, look,
free?
So cheap.
We'll
you're
get
gonna
my
wanna
dad
come
involved
visit
in this. Next time he's up here, Mark, I'll just give him the shitter and he can drop it off at your house.
Great. Just when I need in my yard a porta john.
Hey, better your
Hey, listen, maybe it'll encourage your neighbors.
There's a good possibility, but I got a weird feeling Dana's gonna want to beat all of us up after this.
Chris No says now you'll have 200 shitters coming to you. No, but seriously,
This is
anybody
such a bad
anybody listening, we need some
No way,
outhouse
this is a great
spaces
idea.
so that we can build these things and we can. This is going to be historic.
This might be the
The
worst idea
I'm making
you've ever
special
had.
T-shirts for this. Shit house races, shit house drag races, smoke out. Special
This might be
T-shirts.
the worst idea you've ever had.
This is this is the best
No.
idea
Keep
ever.
blaming Paul. Just keep blaming Paul.
Oh yeah, Paul. Paul, yeah. 'Cause
Did I
the
mention
whole
we're sponsored by
time-
Dennis Kirk?
I'm sorry, Bob.
Bob had ideas
he's
for
loving
it
it,
too.
too.
He did not.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. When we were talking on the boat, he was fueling
Tammy.
the fire. All right. So listen,
well.
all of the joking aside, what we brought Brandon on to talk about was that motorcycle and the fact that this is a very, very big deal. We're trying to raise money for the Meals on Wheels program. Last year, just from Smokeout, how much money did you raise from what you did with Tankful?
$15,000.
$15,000. So that's 2 years in a row that similar money came out of Salisbury for that. And we had split it up. Some went to Salisbury, some went to Spearfish.
And the tanks are starting to come in. I'm hoping I can get some of them shot this week to get them out there.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
But
Like
this is-
everybody's knocking it out of the park.
Brandon called about this, and this is a very, very big thing, dude. I got to give you all the credit in the world. Like, we super appreciate you stepping up like this.
I mean, I
really
appreciate it, and I
appreciate it.
appreciate everybody that got involved. You know, I think somebody else we forgot was possibly Wimmer Machine got involved. He sent us this badass air cleaner this week. I actually just powder coated it this morning so that it could be here for the show and have it on the bike. But everything else, man, is going great. The bike's looking pretty badass. It's going to be cool. The paint is stellar. Wait till you see it. I mean, I haven't seen it in person, but just the pictures of it and hearing my dad's reaction to it when he actually got it from Steve on Friday was pretty good. So
Yeah, right on. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. As soon as the paint comes in, get us some pictures. We're going to get it out on our social media to share with
please.
everybody so that we can give a little push to this thing.
hell yeah. Yeah, and like they said, 100% of the proceeds, like I'm steadily still getting little stuff, you know, because I want it to be 100%. The bike is going to be, every bearing is going to be brand new. The motor is, you know, from the bear cases up it was torn apart. It is all new bearings, fueling supply, the whole cam chest, you know, DynoJet, Power Vision. I mean, it's going to be a very nice bike.
Right on.
Worth $20, that's for sure.
Hell yeah.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Well, listen, we'll keep everybody up to date. You, my man, need to get some sleep because you look like you're getting ready to fall over.
Yeah.
And until
yeah, baby got me up early this morning. Yeah, stay at home dad customs. Is that what it is?
he's smoking that unicorn horn.
Put it down
I
and step away.
To be there. I have to be there Saturday so I can leave looking like that.
God.
All right, man. Listen, we'll catch up with you again. Thanks for all your effort in this, and hopefully we can get you some more tickets sold here real quick.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you guys.
All right, buddy. So hey, man, we're running late into this is a long overtime of the show.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to go real quick to Heather's events. We do want to mention that the event pages are now sponsored by CycleFish.
All right, first up is Fuel Cleveland, which is next weekend at Hale Farm in beautiful Ohio. Great outdoor show. It's free to attend. Brandon will be there.
And 2 days. 2 days.
2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Go check it out. It's worth the ride without a doubt. Also next weekend, the Vintage Soul Show at Doherty's Tavern, put on by our good friend Teach and Wild Turkey Customs. And make sure you check that out. Again, Doherty's Tavern in Prior Lake, Minnesota. Next weekend, Harley-Davidson Homecoming in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin, featuring the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jelly Roll, Hardy, Cypress Hill, and Audubon Beaver. Just because I can say it. Oh my gosh. And then the week after, oh my God. We're kicking off our Sturgis adventure with the Palace City pre-party in our new hometown of Mitchell, South Dakota. We're throwing a bike show, second time around. Check it out. Look for the Cycle Source 10 on Main Street. Free to enter. And you might just get a feature in our little rag.
Okay, so that's all the events we're going to do for this week because we're running so late in the show. I want to tell you guys how much we appreciate you being here with us. This show means the world to us. If it means anything to you, if you like having this outlet, make sure you hit the like and share button. Share this around. Make sure that everybody is tuning in Sunday night at 9 p.m. on the East Coast when we go live with Shop Talk and bring you another 90 to 120 minutes of all the two-wheel bullshit we can fit. Until then, get out and do something with your motorcycle. We'll be back next week, same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
Shitter drags, Felicia.
Yeah.
Booyah!